Hello, guys. How are you guys doing on this beautiful Tuesday evening? It is 7 p.m. sharp, and we're going to start this show tonight, guys. Welcome in. For those of you that have never been on this show, my name is Jackie Gonzalez. I am an Expedia cruise travel advisor. So, welcome in, everybody. For those of you that have been here since 3 years ago, welcome back, guys. Super excited to have another time and another hour here with you guys today. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about cruise cabins. A lot of people don't know how many types of cruise cabins there are. Could you believe that there's 28 of them? Have you actually stayed in all 28 different types of cabins? How many types of cabins have you guys stayed on? Put it in the comments. I would like to know what type of cabins you have stayed, which one you're planning on staying with, and which ones are your favorite. So that is tonight's show. We're going to be talking about all the different types of cabins, just in case if you maybe never knew that there was so many cabins of different sorts on a cruise line. So welcome in, guys. Love to see you guys here today and have you and be able to enjoy this 1 hour with you guys. Welcome in to those that never comment on it. Thank you guys for your loyalty and for always being here in Travel Adventures. Well, with that being said, I just wanted to say hello to everybody out there. We're having a good old time. And it's been a great week so far. Can't complain. A lot of rainy time here in Florida. I don't know if you guys are from Florida, but from wherever you're watching, hopefully you're having a great time. And it's sunny where you are. The sun hasn't come here out in Florida just yet. It's just been raining. It's just been a rainy day today, yesterday, and every day. But we're in hurricane season, so it's technically the month of June, July, and all of that is very rainy. We're now in August. So hopefully it'll start turning the other way around. But if not, it's okay. We live in Florida, right? The Sunshine State, so they say. So guys, the reason why I wanted to do this show is because a lot of people ask me, I want to check out this cabin or that cabin. And a lot of people try not to investigate how many cabin types they are. One ship will actually, one of the fleets of ships have up to 28 different cabin types. And if you did not know that, well, we're going to learn that today. And I was very curious when I was researching for this show. I was like, okay, how many cabin types are they? The maximum. So they are 28 in total and counting because they're still, they're still trying to figure out what other cabin types people might like. But cruise cabins are, they're modernizing through efficient layouts, the stealth storage solutions and better family-focused configurations. Key changes includes the addition of the bedside USB and power outlets, which is a must, for the technology that we have nowadays. And innovative modular wall storage and dual exterior entry doors for connecting rooms to improve privacy and soundproofing. I don't know how many of you guys have been on a cruise recently or maybe possibly thinking of going on a cruise where you might think, okay, is the people next door going to hear me? Some cabins are really good when it comes to the soundproofing, at least the newer cabins are, versus the older cabins like that. So that's something that they are modernizing in today's world. Modern layouts or smart storage, efficient spaces, new staterooms, move beds closer to the balcony or to the door to maximize the floor pass, conceal storage like design, updates. You got to utilize the shelving underneath the bed space to keep the surfaces clean. I don't know how many of you guys put your luggage underneath your bed. And if you guys did not know that, then yeah, you can put your luggage underneath your bed. They got the magnetic walls. Cruisers increasingly rely on magnetic hooks since the ship walls accept heavy-duty magnetic for extra organization. I don't know how many of you guys do the magnetic things on the wall. I actually have them, and they work phenomenal when I remember, because half of the time I leave them at home and then I remember, oh my God, I left them at home. But when I do remember, they work phenomenal. Family and connecting room upgrades. So if you're going with a lot of family and you want to put maybe some kids in one cabin and you and your husband on the other, you can do connecting rooms, but you have to book one parent and one child and same for the other. And then you can have the kids, because you can open the door in between and make sure, and you have two bathrooms and all of that layout. So it's really kind of cool if you do it that way. The acoustic designs, the newer mega ships like Royal Caribbean use the dual exterior entry vestibules instead of the thin interior doors connecting cabin. So they have all sorts of different, cabin and different cool stuff that are actually new to the ships nowadays. So, just wanted to bring that up to you guys. Right now, in the times that we live, with all these new technology and the newer ships that are coming in, there's so many different types of new things that are coming up. New cabin categories are popping up. Also, they're trying to the older ships they're going in for dry dock so that they can accommodate like the newer technology, the new USB cables and things like that to charge your phone, putting more more of those available on your cabin, because nowadays you got to charge your phone, your iWatch, your laptop or your tablet, all these things that you bring on board, that is everything technology that you need something to charge everything. So they're actually innovating all of that stuff also, not only on the newer ships, but also bringing them to the older ships so that everybody can be happy. Because could you imagine you going to an older ship and they don't have the ports that you need for your cell phone, even though that many of you guys probably bring your own things to charge your own phones and things like that, but at least you have that availability there. So in today's cruise cabins, the way that they're evolving is in several different ways. So they have smart technology. Many cabins have include the mobile app and door access. They have the USB charging ports, the smart TVs, and better Wi-Fi, because Wi-Fi has evolved. I don't know if you guys know that it has evolved from when Wi-Fi started on the cruise and how it is today. Some people actually work from cruises, believe it or not. I'm one of those. With my job, I can work from a cruise at any time. Samara Brown, thank you so much for coming in today. Welcome in, the Queen of Disney. They also have space-saving furniture. Like, you might ask, what is that? So it's beds that are convert into sofas for more storage underneath the bed, and multi-purpose furniture, making your cabin feel a little bit larger. They have more balcony options. Cruise lines are introducing innovative balcony concepts such as the infinite veranda, which the infinite veranda, guys, is one of those things that a lot of people like and some people don't like. So they have the blur line between the doors and the out space. They have the larger suites. The luxury suites now feature separate bedrooms, dining areas, whirlpools, and even multiple levels of layouts. They have the family focused cabins, which is more ships offer cabins that sleep up to 5 and up to 8 guests. And they have bunk beds and connecting rooms. And they even have, we're not going to leave behind our solo traveler cabins. Many newer ships include cabins designated specifically for one guest, often no single supplement. The wellness cabins, some cruise lines offer the cabins of air purification, aromatherapy, fitness equipment, and exclusive spa access. So if you travel on Carnival, you're going to see some of them that says spa or, balcony spa area. Well, they offer you those types of things with that specific cabin type. We're not going to forget about our accessibility. They have improved on that. Modern accessible cabins have wider doors, roll-in showers, and easy maneuvering for wheelchairs. Those cabins are phenomenal, and they're huge because they have plenty of space for when you're having a wheelchair. You can go around and do what you got to do. Very nice for those cabins. So you might be asking, okay, so how many cabin types do we have altogether? We said it was 28. And well, every cruise line has a different name for these cabins. Most fall into the same category, okay? So we have the inside cabin, which a lot of people find it as the budget travelers. That's the best for. The ocean view, guests who wants a window. The balcony cabin, travelers who enjoy private outdoor space. You have the suites, luxury travelers wanting extra space and perks. Then you have the solo cabins, single travelers. You have the family cabin, which is family or groups. You have the accessible cabin, which is guests with mobility needs. And then you have the spa wellness cabin, travelers focus on relaxation. We also have some specialty cabin variations. Some ships may also feature the virtual balcony cabins, the infinite veranda, the cove balcony, the aft balcony, the forward facing, the studio, the loft suites, the duplex suites, the connecting cabin, the obstructed view cabins. There's all kinds of different types of cabins, as you can see. Depending on the cruise line that you travel on, there may be 20 to over 50 cabin categories, even though they all generally fit into the same 7 or 8 main cabin types. They have different types of cabin categories. And I'm going to stop it right here because this is a great place to even talk about this situation. When we talk about 50 cabin types, so you have, let's say, you call your travel advisor or you're doing this online on your own and you're looking at a balcony, right? You click balcony. And then it's going to spread out to all the different cabin types and categories. Guys, please make sure that when you're booking a specific category, if down the road that price change, you see a price change in a balcony cabin, don't just assume that that is your balcony cabin. You got to make sure that that price change in the cabin category type that you actually booked under, because a lot of people call me and says, hey, the price changed by $300, and then I'm looking and I don't find it, and it's a completely different category altogether. It has nothing to do with your category. Or it could be that it's a specific booking, like if you're doing a new booking and those are the new cabins, so it could get a little bit weird. So make sure that whenever you're booking and you're looking for a reduced price down the road, that you're looking under your same category type. That's going to help you a whole lot when it comes to cabin categories, because there's so many of them. So like I said, so depending on the cruise line, there can be anywhere between 20 and 50 cabin categories, and keep that in mind. And cruise cabins are continuing to change, and they continue to evolve. Every time there's a new cruise ship, there's something new coming in. So you have all of the different cabins, and I'm going to focus on the Icon class ships. That specific ships has 28 cabin types. And the reason why I chose Icon for our show today, one is a newer ship, it's a huge ship, so it has multiple different cabin types, maybe cabins that you may never have heard of, or because maybe you're just used to your regular interior, ocean view, balcony, suite, and pretty much it stops there, unless you're doing like a Haven or a yacht club or a Royal Loft suite or something like that. So for the interior cabin in Star of the Seas, you have 5 types of interior cabins. You have your interior plus, spacious interior, Surfside family view interior, and Central Park view interior. So that's 5 in one category. That's one whole category. Then we jump into the ocean view cabins, which you have 2 types, which is just ocean view and the panoramic ocean view. Panoramic ocean view is from floor to ceiling. Ocean view, you can sit there in your bed and you can see the ocean floor to ceiling. If you've never seen this cabin, go check out my vlog. I actually have all the different cabin types on Star of the Seas, and they're in there on a cabin vlog. So you can go check that out so you can see that panoramic ocean view. It is beautiful. Just keep in mind that when you go from ocean view to panoramic ocean view, the price will change because it's a panoramic ocean view. Then you have your balcony types. You have 8 types of different types of balcony types. You have the infinite ocean view balcony, the spacious infinite ocean view balcony, the ocean view balcony, the ocean view large balcony, the connecting ocean view balcony, the family infinite ocean view balcony, the Central Park view balcony, the infinite Central Park view balcony, and then you have the Surfside family view balcony. So you have a total of 8 different types of balcony cabins that you can figure out which one is the one that is going to bring your heart to happiness, and you're going to love, spending a time on that balcony. So just keep in mind, when, like I said earlier, keep in mind that when you're booking your cruise, depending on the cabin type that you choose, that you make sure you go back and check out pricing for that specific cabin type that you're paying for. Now, for the suites, it's a little different because for suites, we have a whole 13 types of balcony cabins, guys. Under the C class, we got the junior suite, the sunset junior suite. And then under the sky class, you got the sky junior suite, the surfside family suite, the grand suite, the infinite grand suite, the sunset corner suite, the panoramic suite. And I'm going to stop it right there. I've been on the sunset corner. The sunset corner, it is gorgeous. Oh my God, that cabin is phenomenal. It's like a whole corner for you. And the panoramic, even better. The price is out there. I'm not going to lie to you. The price is out there. But if you can afford it, oh my God, the views from those cabins are crazy. So that is your sky class on Icon of the Seas. And then if you go to Star, right, because, we got to go to Star, you got the owner suite, the Icon Loft, the Royal Loft, and the Ultimate Family Townhouse. And with Legend, you have the, I think with Legend, I don't know if Legend is the one that has the tree house, but I think it's Legend. I could be wrong. So depending on whether Royal Caribbean counts on standard junior suites or sky suites separately, you'll sometimes see 28 room times, even though the name accommodations can appear as 29 in there, but for the marketing materials that they use is 29 with the Ultimate Townhouse. So if you want to compare like best budget cabins, best family cabins, best cabins for couples, best balcony views, best luxury suites, cabins to avoid, and which cabins you can give your best value for your money, you would have to go online and you can compare one with the other, and it'll tell you what this cabin has that the other one doesn't have, and you got to figure out which one you want to go with. But when you're picking in your cabin, you got to also keep in mind, one, depending on the budget that you have, how much do you want to spend? How long are you going to be in that cabin? Are you going to be utilizing that cabin, to the maximum that you can utilize it for the money that you're paying? Because on these Icon class, guys, let me tell you, these ships are not little, and you will spend so much time outside of that cabin that even though you have a beautiful cabin that you can enjoy, because I'm not going to say you can enjoy it, but you're going to be spending most of the time outside of that cabin. So keep in mind, if you're just going to do like a relaxation kind of trip, and you want to be more in your cabin and kind of enjoy like the views, like the panoramic views and things like that, definitely I will say go for one of those, because you're going to be immersed in such beautiness out there. It feels like the sea is inside of your room, and those corner sunset suites or the panoramic views, because it's just so amazing, those cabins. When you walk in there, if you go and you watch my Star of the Seas cabin tour, it is just so pretty when you walk in there and all you see, because it's just the sea is all you can see from the entrance of the cabin to where your bed is. And then where your bed is actually facing the sea, and you're just there. It's like you feel like you're traveling and you're floating on water. It's just so pretty the way it looks. If you haven't seen those vlogs, I do suggest you check it out, so that you can kind of take a quick look or a peek in there as to what the cabin looks like when you're traveling on these cabins. Like I said, if you have any questions, I would like to know if you have, and if you're watching this and you're watching the replay, just put it on the comments and I'll answer back to you. I just would like to know, what is your favorite cabin? How do you travel? If you do connecting cabins, have you done one of these Royal Loft suites? Are you ever thinking of doing something like that? Or any cabin type that I just want to know, what is it that you guys enjoy, when you're picking these cabins? Because it's kind of cool, believe it or not, when you're going to go on a cruise and you're actually picking a cabin type, or you want to try something new because you already did interior, maybe you already did ocean view and balconies, maybe you want to try maybe a balcony in the Central Park, or a balcony in the boardwalk, or you could try a balcony in Surfside. So there's many different multiple types of balconies that you can try if you want to keep it under budget and want to keep it, in the balcony area before you start going into the suite parts. Like I said, some of my customers and some of you might enjoy the spa areas. So if you're that type of a person, then there's a specific cabin also for you. Not on all ships they have these cabins, but I do know some of the ships do have like the thermal spas and things like that that comes included with your cabin. I know that Carnival is very well known for that, to have a cabin on the spa area where you're going to have a great time enjoying, not only your cruise, but it also has spa perks that you can also enjoy there, guys. I'm going to take a quick break here real quick for you guys. I'm going to leave you with this and I'll be right back.
Good afternoon, everybody. We've got an exciting group cruise announcement for you. This time around, it's going to be a very special occasion, as we have managed to get an invite to the inaugural sailing of the one and only MSC World Atlantic. This time around, we'll be sailing out from Port Canaveral in Orlando, Florida on November 13th, 2027. From there, the ship will be docking at Nassau in the Bahamas on the 14th and MSC's private Ocean Cay Marine Reserve on the 15th. After that, there'll be a relaxing day at sea where you can be one of the first people to explore this lovely new ship. On the 17th, they'll be docking in Cozumel, Mexico, followed by Costa Maya in Mexico on the 18th. From there, a single day at sea will be taking you back to Orlando to conclude the inaugural sailing. Be sure to book your cabins quick, as inaugurals like this tend to sell out really fast. You can contact us at jagonzalez@expediacruises.com or call us directly at 813-608-2935. We hope to see you on board with us.
Well, there you guys have it. We hope to see you guys on board with us when we get ready to hit the seas on a brand new World Atlantic. What cabin type would you get on the World Atlantic? That will be the question, right? So we left talking about Carnival and their cabin types. For Carnival, you got the interior staterooms, which is the most affordable options. You got no windows or balcony. Great for budget conscious cruisers. Sleep up to 5 guests on many ships. So maybe you didn't know that you can sleep up to 5 guests inside of an interior. I wouldn't say to go ahead and put 5 people on an interior cabin, but you could if you have like little kids. You have the ocean view stateroom. Those have the picture window or the portholes. It has natural daylight, no private balcony, but they're available in all of the Carnival fleet. You have the balcony staterooms there, which it has a private outdoor balcony, floor to ceiling window. One of the Carnival's most popular cabin choices, excellent for scenic cruises like Alaska and the Caribbean. And then they have the suites on Carnival, which they have the junior suites, the ocean suites, the grand suite, the Excel suites if you're going on the newer Carnival ships, and even the presidential suites on selected cruise. So keep that in mind. They have the family harbor staterooms there too, because we're not going to forget about the family harbor, which are designated specifically for family, exclusive access to the family harbor lounge, family-friendly amenities and activities available on selected ships. Then you have the Cloud 9 Spa Stateroom. That's the one we were talking about a little earlier ago, which is the spa theme accommodations, priority access to the spa, special spa amenities available as interior, ocean view, balcony suites also. So not just because you're in the spa area, you have to have a balcony, because they have them in all sorts of different types of cabins. And then some of the ships like the Horizon, the Vista, the Panoramic has the Havana staterooms. The newer ships does have it, but to me, those are the ships that have the best Havana staterooms area, which is the Havana pool access. You have the tropical inspired decor of the Havana Cabana rooms, including large outdoors patios with hammocks and chairs. Guests must be generally about 12 years or older to travel in this area, and they're only available in selected cruise. They're not available in all the cruises. Then you have the Terraza staterooms, which you find those on the Firenze ships. Is the Firenze, and there's another one. Oh my God, I forgot. The Venezia. So exclusive to those Italian style ships, you have the private terraza decks and the premium outdoor lounging areas are available. So keep in mind that, you have all of these types of cabin types on all sorts of different ships. So if you're looking, let me see, if you're looking, let's talk about MSC because people love MSC cruises. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up the cabin types for MSC cruises because there's so many different variations of cabins. So for MSC cruises, they also offer different types of cabin types. You have the interior, which you have the junior interior, the deluxe interior, the premium interior, the studio interior is also available. Then you have on the ocean view cabins, you have the deluxe ocean view, the premium ocean view, the junior ocean view, the ocean view with obstructed view. And then some of them has picture windows or portholes, natural daylight, no private balcony. For balconies over there, you have the deluxe balcony, the premium balcony, the deluxe balcony aria, which the aria is kind of like the one in Carnival. They have, the thermal spas and things like that included on the aria. You have the balcony and with the partial view, balcony with the promenade view. And then, so World America and the World Europa and those types of ships have the promenade view with a little bit, you can see the sea depending on where your cabin is. If you're all the way to the back, then you have more of a sea view. If you're all the way to the front, you have a little bit of view from the sea from those ships. So keep that in mind when actually you're looking into that. And then you have your regular suites, right? On MSC. You have the junior suites aria, the premium suite aria with the grand suite aria, the grand suite aria with terrace, the premium suite aria with whirlpool. You have the 2-bedroom grand suite, the duplex suite, the owner suite, and then you have the yacht club. People love the yacht club on MSC. So for the yacht club, we have the MSC luxury ship within a ship experience, and you have interiors, deluxe suites, grand deluxe suites, executive and family suites, duplex suites, royal suites, owner suites. And these yacht club suites come with a 24-hour butler service, concierge service, private restaurant, private lounge, exclusive pool deck, priority embarkation and debarkation, premium Wi-Fi, beverage package on many sailings. So guys, the way that MSC does it, they have the Bella, which is the best value basic inclusions. Then you got the Fantastica, choose your cabin location with added flexibility. Then you have the Aria, premium perks such as My Choice Dining, spa access, and priority boarding. Then you have the Yacht Club, which is luxury, all-inclusive experience with an exclusive area and personalized service. So keep in mind that depending on the cruise line you're going to go ahead and take, they can be many variations of cabin types. So what are the capacity of the suites? Well, the suites can take anywhere between 5 and up to 8 people maximum, depending on the suite and depending on what type of cabin you're picking. Hello, Bill. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for being here. So it depends on the cabin type that you're looking into. But you can fit anywhere between 5 and 8 people, depending on the cabin types, because sometimes some of these cabins have a 2-bedroom. And in the 2-bedroom, you can fit up to 4 people. You can fit 4 people in one and then 2 on the other. And then you have the couch with 2 more. So that's 8 people in one cabin. And MSC is very good when it comes to their cabin types and how many people they can fit and the different cabin types that they actually have there. So keep that in mind when booking an MSC cruise. Specifically, if you go in the yacht club, they do have a little bit more inclusivity there. And also they have all sorts of like different types of room. Like I said, the interior, the deluxe suite, the grand deluxe suite, the executive and family suite, the duplex suite, the royal suite, and the owner suite. And I have seen all of these cabins and they're all beautiful on its own. It depends on how big you want the cabin or how small you want it. Or if you're just wanting to do the yacht club and you've never been and you want something maybe on the interior side, so you can just kind of like take it all in and see what the yacht club is all about. But I will say I've been doing this for 6 years, and I will tell you that when you're booking yacht club, for the price that you get on a yacht club, you will probably travel a couple of times, because even in Icon, some of these balcony cabins can go anywhere between $4,000 to $7,000. In a yacht club, you're probably paying maybe half of that. But also depending where you're going and the time of the year. Does the couch turn into a bed on these? Yes, they do. Not all the couches turn into a bed. There's certain ones that do turn into a bed, like the ones that sleep anywhere between 3, 4, 5 people. Then you have cabins that their couches or sofas turn into beds. And some of these beds are going to be ones that fold out depending on how big your cabin is, or it's one that you pull from the bottom, so one person is on the top and the other one is more like towards the floor, or it's one of those that you have a pull down and then two on the other side if you're fitting up to 5 people. It just depends the how many people are going to be in your cabin and what your cabin is and the configuration of the cabin, if you can say that. And it'll be the kind of like what the cabin is going to be, because you can be a king size bed, a pull down, a couch, and then another one on the bottom, so that's 5 people. Or it could be a king size bed that turn into two twins, one on the top, and everybody has a solo kind of bed. So it just depends how you want to travel. Which cabin are you going to buy? That's what I'm saying. There's multiple types of cabin types. They fit, some cabins fit 1 people, where if you find a solo like in Norwegian, those fit 1 people. I think Anthem of the Seas, I think, has a solo cabin that is just like 1 person. That's the only thing that fits there, is just the 1 person. But most of these cabins fit 2 people. Some cabins have for 3 and 4, and then you have the 5 and 6, 7 and 8 people on these cabins. So yeah, you can fit, you have families that sometimes go ahead and they have 2 families. They want to do like a suite, and then they divide that space, between the 2 families, and they can go into like a grand suite 2 bedroom or something like that, and be able to have those perks, because the perks is what you're also going to get, with these specific cabins. So if you're looking into something like that, then maybe that might be the route you want to take. If you want to be a little bit more like money conscious, then maybe you want to join 2 families if you're okay with that. And then you can do like a grand suite and maybe try something like that. That'll be great, right? To try something really cool like that. So if you have any questions, put them down on the comments. I would love to answer all of your questions that you have. And I'm also going to see here. So we checked NCL. Let me check NCL real quick for you guys, because I have a lot of tabs open here. So let's see NCL cabin types. Give me 1 second. Let's see what NCL cabin types are. So this is it's really cool when you look at the different ones. So on NCL, you have the inside staterooms, which is no window. It has no ocean view. Usually the lowest price cabin category, great for families, couples. Some ships offer family inside cabins with extra sleeping space. Then you have the ocean view stateroom, which they have a window. Some of these windows are an actual window or a porthole, depending on the ship that you're in. And then on here, you have your regular balconies. You got the regular balconies, like the standard balcony, the family balcony, the aft facing balcony, the forward facing balcony, and the spa balcony. So see, it's like I told you earlier, on NCL, you can also get a spa cabin. So that's really cool that you can do that there on NCL. Then you have the club suites, which are like mini suites, which are the larger and standard balcony cabins, sitting area, larger bathroom, shower, and on many ships. And these are the club balcony suites, family club balcony suites, forward-facing club balcony suites, and the spa club balcony suites. So those are the 4 types of club balconies that they have before they can go into their suites, which is the non-havens, which are the penthouse suites, the family suites, the owner suites, where they can vary by ships on here. And then you have the Haven by Norwegian, which is the luxury category for NCL. So on this one, you have the Haven penthouse suite, the Haven courtyard penthouse suite, the owner suite, the Haven family suite, the Haven Deluxe Owner Suite, the Haven Villas. So think about it. So now on this one, you have a private Haven restaurant, the private lounge and sun deck. You have the concierge service, the butler service, priority service, large and luxury accommodations. If that's the way you want to go, then you're going to be like a king on the sea. And then for those of you that are traveling solo, you have the solo cabin, the solo inside, the solo ocean view, and the solo balcony. Keep in mind that the solo balconies are on selected ships with New Region. So you have to kind of like figure out, which balcony type you're thinking of looking into when you're traveling on these cruises. Give me a quick second. Let me pull up this other one that I had for you. Hold on. Okay, so for Princess, because we can't leave Princess behind because we're talking about all sorts of different cabin types. So for Princess Cruise Lines, we have the same. We have the interior cabins. We have the ocean view here but they don't have like different categories for this other than the ocean room that says standard ocean view premium and obstructed. And for balconies, they have their standard balcony, their deluxe balcony, their premium balcony, their cove on selected suites, and the sanctuary balcony. I've actually seen some sanctuary balconies online on YouTube, and they look phenomenal, those sanctuary balconies. I've never been on a Princess cruise, but if I ever do, I might just do one of those sanctuary balconies to see what they bring. They have the mini suites, which are the largest with stateroom seating, sofa balconies, largest bathrooms. And these are like standard mini suites, reserve collection mini suites. And the sanctuary mini suites are also on selected ships. And I think when I say selected ships, I'm thinking like the Sun Princess and the Star Princess and things like that. They also have the suite, which is they have the window suite, the Vista suites, the penthouse suites, the grand suites, the owner suite, and the sky suites. So yeah, these are all the different types of balcony types. And it just depends on your budget, depending on the budget that you guys are trying to achieve. Hey, Miss Margot, welcome in, mommy. Depending on the type of balconies or your budget type, depending, I would say when you go to Alaska, since Margot is here, you do have to have a balcony, guys. If you can afford it, try to do a balcony. You'll have your own little space on your amazing, Alaska cruise. That way, if you do an interior or an ocean view, you don't have to go above deck, in the cold weather, because I know Alaska can get cold up there. Margot says that I need to go to a Princess. Yeah, I haven't been on Princess. She loves Princess. She does a lot of Princess, but I specifically have never done a Princess. I'm thinking of doing one. It's that I have so many different things that I'm trying to do in 1 year, and I have not yet figured out. And I was talking to my husband last night. I was like, you know what? We got to do a Princess trip one of these days. We were talking about that last night. So soon we will be on Princess. And the reason why we were talking about, because we're going on Anchor next year. And I was telling him it would have been nice if they would have done it on Princess. Alaska would have been really nice on Princess. So Princess, why didn't you do Alaska, for our Anchor? That would have been great. I think Margot would have loved that one. But yeah, there's a lot of different cabin types, guys, when it comes to cruising. You just got to kind of figure out which one you're looking for, kind of do a little bit of research if you want to try something new. But yeah, there's a lot of cool different cabin types. I gave you a whole lot of different cabin types. We went over, I don't even know how many, more than 29, obviously, depending on the cruise line, depending on the ship as well. And if you have questions about some of these cabin types, just put them in the comment, send them over to me, and I'll be more than happy to reply back to you if you're looking for a specific cabin or a category, or how big they are, what do they bring, what do they not bring, where they are located. We can help you with all of that here. So that would be kind of cool if that'd be kind of a really cool project to kind of like immerse yourself in something like that, kind of like really go deep into the cabins and see, the sizing and what they bring and all of that. Since you're going all the way out there I will take Princess Alaska right after Anchor. I wish I could, but I can't because I'm traveling with two of my kids and I got to come back home because one of them has to go back to school because she'll be graduating, I think, in May. So yeah, I will have to come back. But I'm going to be going back to Alaska, I'm sure, after after next year. And I'm going to probably do Princess in Alaska. So I might be doing Princess or maybe Holland, but I do want to go back eventually. And I'm going to bring my family along. And I think we're going to maybe do one of those cruises. I don't know which one yet, but it will be kind of cool to kind of like learn a little bit. Like I said, when I did this live stream and I picked the type as cruise cabin types, because a lot of people don't know that there is more than just interior ocean and balcony, because usually that's pretty much what people kind of like know, but there's more than just that. And there's panoramic views on ocean views, and even on the World America, guys, there's a really cool balcony on World America that is called it's an ocean view cabin, but it's called the Panoramic Ocean View Cabin. And one of the cool things about that cabin that I like, because if you guys been on Celebrity or even Celebrity and Icon class ship, which have the infinite balcony verandas, well, this ocean view cabin on the World America, the World Atlantic, Europa, and Asia is that the balcony that the panoramic ocean view turns into a infinite veranda balcony cabin, because the actual window comes down, no different than your infinite veranda, but they have it under the ocean view panoramic price, if you can say so. So technically, you're not paying for a balcony, but you are getting a balcony. And it's really cool. And if you want to see that cabin, I do have the World America cabins on my vlogs. You can check it there. And it's a beautiful cabin. I really like the way that MSC did that cabin space, because when you're coming into the cabin, it's all rug. You have your entrance, which is, how you have your entrance, and this is rug. And then on the other side, you have kind of like where the ocean view is, you have wood floors on there. And then there's like a little bookcase that kind of separates that area with your room. So it makes you feel like you have two different areas in the same cabin. It's really cool. Go check out those vlogs because you're going to like that cabin type. And you're paying for an ocean view, but it's an actual infinite veranda at the same time. I was blown away, and you're probably going to see it on the vlogs, guys, because I'm not going to lie to you. That was funny. I said, because I went into the cabin. I said, oh, okay, this is an ocean view, panoramic view. And then I looked to the window and I see the little button thing. And I said, oh, let me see if this goes down. So the window started coming down. I said, wait a minute. And I went outside. I looked at the name and I said, yeah, it's an ocean view, because I thought it was an infinite. And I said, this is great because they sell it as an ocean view panoramic, but it's an actual balcony. It turns into a balcony. So that's really cool. This is why it's so important to have a travel agent, so they can let you know all of your options. Yeah, we have all sorts of options, guys. If you've never seen that type of cabin, if you've been on Celebrity, obviously you've seen the infinite, but in World America, and keep in mind, those cabins are on the front of the ship. They're not on the back. They're only on the front of the ship. So that's where you will find them. So on World Atlantic, I actually have one of those cabins that I took because I fell in love with it, and I'm like, I'm going to try it. So if you guys want to come to my World Atlantic group cruise, and just to put it out there, I would love to see you in one of those cabins and see what you think about it. But if not, you can check out my vlog and you can let me know, man, that cabin is really cool for the price, because it's a really good deal, because it's considered an ocean view. So you're going to have the best of both worlds. You're going to have a panoramic view and a balcony for an ocean view price. Look at that. All the cool things that you learn here while we're doing this live stream. You just need to ask your agent and she'll give you the options available. Yeah. Thank you. So just let me know. Like I said, if you watch this as a replay or you're watching it now, just put it in the comments. I will go back to them and I will read them and I will answer you guys back. There's all sorts, like I said, of cabin types. We went through over 50 or 60 cabin types today in different types of ships. So just keep in mind, just because you're going on a cruise, don't mean that they don't have all sorts of different types of cabins that you may be able to try. I always encourage my clients to try a different cabin, something different. I know that some of you travel on a budget, and that's great. If that's what you want to do, that's what we want to do. But if you have a little bit more that you want to splurge a little bit more, I do encourage you to try other cabin types. Maybe you'll like them. It doesn't necessarily need to be that you got to travel on those all the time, but at least you try something different. And that way your cruise is a little bit different, has a little sass to it. Because think about it, if you always travel interior, you're never going to see the day of light. And then you might be even late because it's so dark in there that you can sleep all day. I can sleep all day in an interior cabin, let me tell you. But if you have a little bit of a window or maybe like a little balcony, and I always suggest if you're going to have a balcony, maybe make sure you do it on something that is 7 days or longer. Because those 3 and 4 days, guys, you're not going to be in your cabin all that unless you're actually going to go there to relax and you're going to enjoy more of your cabin. Go for it by all means. But if you're just going to be in and out and you're going to be coming in, taking a shower and napping or sleeping, and that's all you're going to do, you're not even going to see the balcony. Unless you're going on an MSC cruise and you want to see, and you're on the starboard side and you want to see the lighthouse show during that time, then hey, that's perfect for that. Upgrades are also a good way to get to try others. Yeah, an upgrade, like a bid. If you want to bid on your cabin, you can do bidding. I don't know if you guys know a little bit about bidding. I can do another live stream and we could talk about bids, how to use them. Thank you, Martine. But we can talk about on another live stream about bidding because that's more in detail. Every cruise line is different when it comes to bidding. How do you do the bidding? How do you what transpires behind the bidding and all of that. So if that's something that you guys want to hear, I can do a live streams on cruise biddings, and I think that will be kind of cool to learn something new. If you've never heard of them, or if you're like, oh, I've done them or I don't understand them, then let me know. I'll be more than happy to do a bid, cruise bidding, on cruise ships and see and give you guys some more details and information. Now, one thing that I will say, because we only have another like 10 minutes more to go here, because I don't want to take longer than an hour with you guys, because I appreciate you guys coming in and spending this hour here with me. And thank you so much for the people that are commenting. I appreciate all of you guys, whether you comment or not. Make sure that you hit that like button, guys, because it helps us with our channel. It helps us continue to move forward. Hitting the like button, commenting helps us a lot with the channel. It lets YouTube know that we are a live stream, so they can give it to other people out there and put it out there to the world that we are here today. So I appreciate all of you guys for always being here and for liking and subscribing. Make sure you share my channel with all your friends and family. I would love to see them here on our channel. And like I said, I have the group next year on MSC World Atlantic. It's going to be the inaugural sailing. It's going to be sailing on November 13 of 2027. It's a 7-night cruise. We are going Western Caribbean on that one because I have some people that have asked me. So if you're interested, give me a call and I'll be more than happy to book you into a cabin. And then I get to see you and we get to spend a little bit of time, because I'm not going to take all of your time. Obviously, you're on your cruise and you're on your vacation, but we will have a little bit of good time with travel adventures. So tomorrow, guys, we will not have an Across the Wave show. Instead, I'm going to be helping another creator with her live stream tomorrow. So the next week we will have an Across the Wave show. We're going to be going to Tortola on Across the Wave on Wednesday. And it's going to be Wednesday, the 12th of August. So come back on the 12th. Tomorrow, one of my friends' creator needed my help. So I'm going to be helping X Small Service Dog. If you want to come check her out, I'm going to be in her channel tomorrow. Let me see, X Small service dog. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to be in her live stream tomorrow. I'm going to be helping her. She's going to be showcasing Ocean K, and it is her second time live streaming. So I did promise that I was going to be there. So I do apologize if you were expecting an Across the Wave tomorrow. I had to switch it over to help a fellow creator with her channel. That's one of the things that I like to do, help other people out. I think is the thing that we need now. We need more kindness in our world today. So I want to do something cool and be able to be there for her, just like other people were there for me when I started my channel. You got to pay it forward. So I'm going to be going over there live stream tomorrow. So if you guys want to check out her channel, it's X Small Service Dog. Make sure that you let her know that Travel Adventures sent you over there. I will be over there at 8:30 p.m. tomorrow. I'm not quite sure how long the live stream is going to be. We did one yesterday, and it was about 38 minutes long. But I will be over there helping her out because I couldn't do Across the Wave and then jump on her live stream at 8:30. So that's what I wanted. Those are my things that I wanted to talk about. Also, next week we're going to be talking about solo cruising on Tuesday. We're going to talk about solo cruising and what mistakes do solo cruise do. And if you're a solo cruiser, or maybe you're thinking of doing a solo cruise, come back next week because we're going to be talking about that. And bring all your questions if you have any questions or anything like that. Pass it along to your families and friends that we're going to be talking about that subject tomorrow. Because believe it or not, there's a lot of questions out there. People that either always travel solo or they're going to be traveling solo for the first time. And there's a few mistakes that they do that they don't know about, or maybe they do know and maybe they don't know how to do it. So we're going to be talking about all of that next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Wednesday, we're coming back on Across the Wave from the port of Tortola. That's one of my favorite ports to visit is Tortola. I love it. And if you've never been, or you're planning on being, or that's in your itinerary, you got to check out the Bass. An amazing excursion to be checked out. I also have a vlog of the Bass. If you want to check it out, go check that out over there. But in the meantime, we're gonna, it's gonna be just a lot of fun. I just love spending some time with you guys. I have a good time spending it here with you guys, talking about different types of subjects. If there's something, like I said, that you guys want me to talk about, just shoot me an email or send me a text, or even call me. Say, hey Jackie, I was on your show the other day. Can you please bring up this subject or that subject? And that way I get to say hello to you. I get to talk to you for a little bit, and then I can bring that subject out there. Also, if you are a person that, if you see one of our shows, whether here or on our Across the Wave show, and there's a topic that is interesting to you and you want to be part of the show, all you got to do is send an email or call me or text me. You can send it to me, you can send it to Jeffy, or you can send it to Cruising with Keith, and then we will get with you. We will program everything so that you can come on board. Margot has come on our show. My husband Martin has been on our show, and I have bring other people on our show. Actually, this year I haven't bring a whole lot of people onto this show. This year I'm going to see what other creators I can find out there, and I'm going to bring some creators so we can have a good time. So it's not too formal, that we always come, informing you of something. We have to do some really kind of fun live streams sometimes. This show, it's been 3 years and almost 2 months this month that we've been on YouTube. Even though that I did not celebrate my 3-year milestone with YouTube, eventually we will be doing some celebrations and some stuff for sure. But in the meantime, guys, don't forget that I will be over there tomorrow. No Across the Wave show tomorrow for us. And yeah, hopefully you guys are having a good time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this cruise cabin chit chat. I enjoy it. I researched it, and it was, really cool to bring you something different, something that maybe you did not know. Hopefully this was informative to you in some way or some shape or some form. And hopefully if you guys enjoy it, you can pass it along to your friends and say, hey, if you want to hear about the cabin types, travel adventures with Tink over there had a live stream, and she was talking about this. or maybe you can share that. So yeah, so we're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff in travel adventures, guys. I've been telling you for a little bit. Jeffy and I are going to be doing a Spanish show here on at 7 p.m. It's going to be every other week. I'll let you guys know when that starts, just in case if you're interested. But I want to also be able to do something for the Hispanic community, because there's so many of you guys out there, and I don't see that there's a lot of like live streaming for the Hispanic community. So I'm looking forward to doing something like that for the Hispanic community out there, since I have a lot of Hispanic customers, and they've been, some of them been asking, hey, can you do a live stream? It'll be nice to see it in Spanish. So it's going to be very different, that's for sure, guys, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be Jeffy and I doing it together. So it's going to be a lot of fun. If you're interested in checking it out, let me know. We're going to, him and I are going to be having some meetings, and we're going to discuss how we want to do the show, what we're going to name the show, and all of that stuff. So, but it's going to be hilarious and fun, because it's different when you hear me speak Spanish than when I speak English. Trust me. It's going to be a lot. You're going to be like, excuse me, come again? Like, a little slower, because we talk a little bit faster in Spanish than what we do like in the English language. So it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. And hopefully you guys can support us with that. And yeah, it's just amazing. How you guys been all day? Did I bored you? Would you guys learn something new? I hope you guys learned something new. I always like to provide, information for you guys. So at least you'll have some information, something to look back into. I will be getting into just having Let's Talk Cruise again, where we just chit chat about cruising, answer questions and things like that. So it's not too formal, on the situation, but I also like to have more interaction with you guys. That's why I asked you when we were doing the cruise cabins, put it on the comments, let me know what kind of cruise cabins you guys like. And like, if you're watching the replay, yeah, just do that. Put it on there. I always reply to everybody. So if you're sending me a comment on one of I will reply back to you. And yeah, you'll definitely get a reply from me. You're not going to get a reply from anybody else in the team but me. But yeah, I'm super ecstatic of being here with you guys on this beautiful Tuesday. Even though the daylight seems to, like, it's still daylight outside. So it's crazy how it's daylight, but in December at this time it's going to be dark as crazy over here. But it's been a nice day. It's nice and warm here in Tampa. If you guys are not from Tampa, I don't know where you guys are watching me from. You know what? Let's do this. Wherever you're watching me from, just put hashtag replay and put wherever you're watching me from. I would like to know where you guys are at. How did you find my channel? That'll be kind of cool to talk about. But in the meantime, guys, thank you again for being here, for being part of Travel Adventures, for keeping us alive here all the time, for showing up. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. I love you guys all to the moon and back. May God bless each and every one of you guys. And guys, there's nothing else but toodles. Hasta luego. I see you on the next one. Bye-bye.